Nigeria on trial on the global stage. We are doing ourselves irreparable damage. Here we are. I think it was 2 days ago I saw a video that's gone viral on the internet. A priest in Germany, at church service in Germany, asking the congregation to pray for Nigeria that has fallen into a terrible situation in which the man who has assumed the presidency of their country is having his qualification challenged in court. I mean, his victory and the qualification behind the victory challenged in courts in Nigeria and in the US, certificate Germany. So Nigeria is being discussed on the global stage as a country that has coronated somebody with proven record of crime, because forgery is a crime. There was also the matter of forfeiture of drug money, the same person. There are a whole number of other things, but at least these two have come to where they were established, because forfeiture is in conclusion of some kind of adjudication relating to the subject matter, drug. And so it is Nigeria that is on trial, because you see the reputation we already had now being battered further by, if university certificates or qualifications from Nigeria are viewed with suspicion overseas. Now, even the ones that went to Harvard and Oxford and Yale and whichever way else, once you are Nigerian, what is happening around the Tinubu Chicago trial is raising a question mark, 2 question marks, on all Nigerians wherever they turn up on the face of the globe. Who knows whether the certificate is parading is not this type that their president has? Who knows whether he's been involved in all kinds of crimes that could range from drug to... Abike Dabiri should find an Igbo name to put on Amoda in place of Tinubu, because Abike Dabiri have been going as chairman of Nigeria Diaspora, whatever. Her principal is the one now being exposed for all the things she has been imputing to other people. Abike Dabiri, your principal, Bola Tinubu, in quote, because we were no longer sure, is the one now being investigated. The truth about his past is what he says will cause him irreparable damage if it is exposed. You go from country to country telling the countries of the world that Igbo people are the ones that do everything wrong. Here is your principal. Is it not sufficient ground for you to resign that office if your principal, the one who appointed you, is now the subject of this kind of investigation? When you have been going around pointing fingers everywhere, for the one finger you point, 4 points back to you and your sponsors, your principal. That's where we are now. And so both of you have put Nigeria on trial. All Nigeria, anybody who carries that Nigerian passport now has to get ready to be viewed with suspicion for forgery, to be viewed with suspicion for drug. At least there have been case of forfeiture of $460,000 from drug dealing. Find out why your first lady, the wife of your principal, was signatory to some of the accounts that were investigated in that forfeiture. Just brought from the situation and see the kind of thing you are marketing. It is Nigeria that is on trial. If all of us cannot reject this evil, not just the institutions, the peoples of Nigeria, Nigerians all over the world, must find a way to do things that will show that we are not in approval of criminality, especially at this level. It's not about who will become the beneficiary of, that's just too insignificant to waste time on, because the Constitution of Nigeria is the fraud that has brought us to this secondary fraud of having somebody with this kind of a record emerging as our president. If not for that kind of constitution, how will he have become even governor in Lagos? If not for that kind of constitution, how will he have become candidate for the office of president? It was because there's an INEC still in Abuja processing everything. Did people not raise these issues? Severally. It is because of Nigeria and its constitution that he was able to, patch it all up. This matter has been in court. There's nothing that is being investigated now in Chicago that had not been investigated in Lagos court, in Abuja court, all the way to the appellate to the highest court in the land. Did Gani not go to court over this matter long time ago? And so it is Nigeria that is on trial. And those who are going to suffer, in fact, who are already suffering collateral damage, we are being mocked from all over the place. There is this American, somebody, Gutterman. He says Nigeria has produced its first female president because this same fellow, there was a Bola Tinubu the female that became Bola Tinubu the male later. But on the records of where the matter began in CSU, female. So Gutterman is mocking at all of us that we have succeeded in producing our first female president. Bravo! Nigeria on trial. Is it not time we come back to our senses to move Nigeria into a transition to go and sort out this matter? Because whether the court says it is Tinubu that will have to stay, or Atiku could come, or Peter Obi could step in, whatever they say, all those candidates and their parties subscribe to that constitution that is the problem. We have seen one aspect of the problem now. There are many, many other aspects. All the provisions of that constitution will remain. The fact that it is a forgery will remain. The fact that it's a fraud remains. The fact that our union is now a fraud against all of us will remain. People are going to continue to say, we don't agree, we never agree to be in union with you, because you say we the people solemnly resolve to live in unity, indivisible, indissoluble. All lies. The same way the lies have come to light in Chicago. The lie upon which we are building, the very foundation upon which Nigeria is being built today, is a forgery, a lie. Whatever be the consequences of the Chicago interrogations will be the outcome for this other lie, we the people. That constitution is no different from Chicago University degree. We must, as a people, Nigerians, wherever they are, particularly the ones in the diaspora, your status has changed. Your status is being downgraded. If the trust quotient, like you have intelligent quotient, the trust quotient is being decimated, all on account of one man that must be president, and everybody just standing and watching. Oh, it is Peter Obi that will be president. Oh, it is Atiku that will be president. And you leave the more serious problem of building It is because Nigeria is a criminal enterprise that this kind of criminals, anybody who subscribes to that constitution that is a fraud, that constitution that is a forgery, is on account of that subscription a part of that crime. It doesn't matter whether he's P2B, because he's going to swear to defend and uphold that constitution. He knew that before he went to buy the form to contest election. The same thing with Atiku. The same thing with Tinubu, that had been knowing about this matter from the time he was in Nadeko. So the three of them, so the rest of Nigeria should realize that the issue we have to deal with now goes far beyond the question of who will be president among the three. If we do not find the courage to go to the more serious issue of the foundation upon which we are building, it will collapse on us. The collateral damage, even before it collapses, will hit us wherever we are. There are people who have gotten some employment from their credentials in the diaspora now that were not going that, because people who were dealing with them will put those documents aside and begin to investigate them afresh, whether they are connected with drug or they are connected with forgery. Who knows? If the forgery we have become notorious of in Nigeria can now go all the way to where we are hearing it from now, just tell me. And why were all the institutions in Nigeria unable to detect and stop this embarrassment before it went to the international stage with a drug in the background? Nigeria on trial. Irreparable damage is being done. The rest of us must find a way to take a position. And what Ninas will propose, what Ninas has been proposing, is let us accept we cannot continue to construct a society on the kind of fraudulent foundation, fraudulent constitutional foundation. That is what has produced everything, including this Tinubu interregnum and the embarrassment coming with it. There was a reason Nina said, let us leave election alone and go and solve this problem. We refuse. Here is the outcome of the election. Here is the outcome of the election. And the blame will go squarely to all of those who decided to go to the election, even before we begin to blame the byproduct of it, Tinubu. It is those who wanted to sustain the fraudulent constitutional framework. All of the political parties that submitted themselves to election under this constitution, all the candidates are equally, there's no difference. Let nobody tell me that one is better than the other, lesser evil. No. All of them subscribe to that constitution that's a fraud. And if anybody is going to be punished for the kind of thing we are seeing happening in Chicago, to all of us, it must be those who are sustaining this fraud of a constitution. All the political parties and all the candidates, from wherever to wherever. I think we'll stop here. Thank you.